So we talked about other things that I do for self-care that's, outside of skincare. And one of them was reading. And I brought along a few of my favorite novels that I've read that have brought either, actually, no, they've all brought emotions to me, whether it was crying, um, laughter, just angry at certain characters or situations that happened, um, just all of the above. And feeling those feelings can be healing. And sometimes, you know, it can be hard for us to get them out on our own. So, watching a movie, reading a book that gets those emotions out can be helpful so that you're releasing them instead of holding them in, which, in my opinion, is not a good thing to do. Now, one of the books is, hey, let me turn it this way, Finding Grace. This book just came out, I think, on the 8th of July, which was yesterday. This book, my husband and I took turns reading it. Oh my goodness. Like the first chapter, I would say the first 4 or 5 chapters, I was, we were actually crying. And I couldn't even like express. I was explaining a chapter to him and I was getting choked up explaining the chapter to him. And I don't want to ruin it for you guys. Like, this is all the feels. It has you crying, it has you angry, it has you want to like fight somebody in the book and be like, yo, that's not cool. Like, then there's certain parts that'll make you laugh. Um, it's written so well because it makes you feel for the characters. And any book, show, movie that has you feeling the feels, they did a fantastic job because there are movies I watch where they're like crying and I'm like, I didn't feel that. So I don't know if it's probably the actor in my opinion. And for books, it's the writer. And she did a fantastic job with this book, Finding Grace. If you want to feel all the feels, um, I would purchase this book. Then let me tell you who the author is. It's Loretta Rothschild. Great, great book. I've mentioned this book to you guys, Air by Sabaa Tahir. This book, oh, she left me with such a cliffhanger. And I even sent Sabaa a message and said to her, well, I kind of cursed, but I said, WTH, what are you doing to me? Why did you do this to me? And she laughed, which I thought was hilarious. But oh my goodness, I laughed this book. I was angry in this book. I was like, oh, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, all of that. So if you want to read a book that will pull you out of whatever stuff you're dealing with in the real world and kind of lets you get into make believe, this is a great book. The world that she builds in this book, the characters, amazing. Now, this one, Crying H Mart, this is definitely for people who, whether you have a good relationship with your parents or not, this is like having those weird relationships with your parents, um, and going through so much. It is, some of it is heartbreaking, some of it is funny, some of it is just sad. Um, this one didn't make me cry, but it made me feel for the characters in the book, and especially the main character. And um, I love like K dramas and K-pop music, and I wanted to read some things from Korean authors. So this book was really good. Somebody suggested it to me um, at my job, and I'm very happy I read it. This one is from Michelle. If I say her last name wrong, I'm sorry. It's uh, Zonner, but it is so good. Um, then there's this, The Shack. I read this book many years ago, and it became a movie. And in my experience, the books are always better than the movie. Always, 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 always. And I was disappointed in the movie because it did not bring it home for me like the book did. It did not finish like the book did. And I don't want to give any spoilers away for the movie or the book if you haven't seen it or read this, but it kind of ruined the whole purpose of the book, in my opinion. But this book had me crying, had me scared, had me hopeful, had me laughing. It's Some parts are heartbreaking. I always suggest this book to people. Um, oh, I can't even say any more positive things about it, but it's amazing, amazing. Um, Whether you're a Christian or not, this book is just amazing. And you can see who the author is here, but I'm just curious if any of you guys have read this book or saw the movie. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Um, but this is amazing. If you've read any of these books, definitely let me know what you guys thought. Um, and I hope that you took care of yourself today, that you even had moments of self care for yourself. And even if you haven't read these books, let me know what books you have read and the emotions, if any, that it brought out in you. Not every book is going to do that, and not every book needs to do that. There are some books that you can read to go vacant. There are some books you can read to feel the feels, and there are some you just want to read because you want to enter that make believe world and laugh and just read. It doesn't really need to have anything behind it. But I know for me, I have to be in a certain mood to read certain things. And right now I'm reading Filthy Rich Vampire, and it's funny and also a love story. So I'm kind of, feeling that. Plus, I love, stories with vampires in them. So that's another check mark for me. And that book's by Geneva Lee. But I hope that, I've helped bring some new books into your TBR. And I will be sharing more, especially, some movies or whatever that I also watch that may uh, get me out of my head or to allow me to just escape if I need to. So have a good night.